And welcome to another episode of Who's That Anime with your hosts, Colin and Steve. Woo!
Hello.
Colin and
I'm
Steve!
you can't see unless you're looking at the video, but I am waving my arms in a sort of very Ed-like fashion.
It's very, it's like, oh no. No, I don't think you can wave your arms like Ed, because, like, our
There's no
arms
bones.
there's literally no bones.
This is this is just jelly sticks waving around. She's definitely got the sort of Kermit the Frog chaotic arm waving that is pretty great.
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? So, as you know, in space, right? You
Uh-huh.
kind of lose bone mass and stuff like that and
Yeah.
tension.
Oh, bone density definitely
Yeah.
is
So,
decreased, yeah.
but Ed lives on Earth, where her
Mm.
bone density should be normal, essentially, and everyone else should have like a solid
She'd
body
have the jelly
structure.
arms.
Yeah, but she's got jelly arms. All right, maybe this is it all in perspective of like space dwellers, and they're all walking
Mm.
all jelly-like. And she's walking all weird like because she has the density in the arms, but it's a twist perspective because you've seen it like them, and they're like, "Oh, we're all normal," and Ed's all weird and unnormal.
Oh no.
I mean, and to be honest, Ed is weird and unnormal, but
Well, Ed is exceptionally abnormal, so yeah, that could be right.
yeah, maybe
Could be
that's it.
right.
Maybe it's all just the perspective of space dwellers.
I uh I saw the Eternals the other day.
The Eternals,
Uh, yeah,
like that movie.
Marvel movie. Yeah, that movie is nearly 3 hours long.
All right.
Very little happens in that movie. For a, for a 3 hour long movie, there's very little happens.
Has there ever been a movie it actually like represented like what would happen in a 2 hour space?
Oh yeah, that. Well, I don't know about 2 hours, but certainly that. I feel like is it Dunkirk might actually be that is actually I'll in air quotes a one shot movie where it is literally just following an entire scene or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's not the whole movie, but the other thing is there was a Russian movie. I can't remember the name, but I'm pretty sure it's 90 minutes long and it is a single shot.
90 minutes shot, long shot,
Yeah,
like 90 minutes long of a guy just walking down the street going,
that would probably have been easier than what they ended up doing. I don't actually know what the movie was about, but man, 90 minutes of just getting shit right is imagine being the guy that messed it up on minute 87. All right, reset. Go again.
oh, in Russia you just get taken to the side and shot.
Man, it's
Maybe.
a hard end.
Possibly.
Well, I did see that Russia appears to be sending cargo planes to fly over Finland for some reason.
Send cargo planes to fly over Finland.
Ca- Cargo planes, and they're flying. They're definitely flying above military airports. So
All right. Cargo planes, eh?
yeah, I mean they probably are cargo planes, but I imagine they have massive camera rigs underneath them taking lots of photos. Who knows what they're up to?
I know, you got satellites for that, don't you?
I don't know. It was like that old Simpsons joke where the guy says, "I thought the Soviet Union dissolved," and he says, "That's what we wanted you to think." And then all of the parade floats change into like tanks and marching soldiers.
Yeah, well, that's another thing the Simpsons got right.
Well, I mean, another thing we should probably have some concern over, considering their hit to miss ratio is, pretty good.
I don't know, man. They got like how many seasons?
32.
How many episodes in a season?
25.
25 times by 32.
Yep.
That's a number.
It is a lot of episodes.
So I mean, like, if only a few of them somehow predicted the future, then they're not that
Oh
accurate. They're
yeah,
probably about as accurate as not Nostradamus and the Mayan
yeah,
calendar
yeah. Uh,
and other people that's claimed the future.
there, there have been 717 episodes of The Simpsons.
717, yeah. So there you go. One or two coincidences in that is not, it's not really going to be that surprising.
I mean, there is a news article from 4 days ago that says that Tom Brady, the American footballer's new Brady blue hoodie, is practically identical to the one featured in the Simpsons episode of 2005. So they've also predicted what Tom Brady's clothes would look like.
Or maybe Tom Brady took that inspiration from The
Yeah.
Simpsons.
Well, it's like is that not the Star Trek effect to a degree as well, or something like that, where like futurists thought of something and then rather than like thinking naturally about what would make sense in present day, we look to sci-fi shows and go, "Oh, we should try that." Like Connect is probably born from Minority Report.
Think?
I don't know. Tom Cruise does all the hand wavy stuff, and
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, I don't think that's just from that one film, but yeah.
no, probably not. But it's certainly one of those things where you start to say, "Well, at the time, it looked really cumbersome and silly."
Yeah.
So, that
That's
was
the
10 years before you released the Connect.
Yeah. But then you got other ones like tablet and that, mobile phones.
Yeah, that's true.
Your
That's true.
smartphones, as they're called, because they have stuff to spy on you. S is for
Yeah.
spy. M is for mate. A is for
Keep going. I want to see where this goes.
accumulate. R is for
Smart,
righteous.
mate, accumulate righteous,
And T is for tedious.
tedious. Cool.
Oh,
Smart. I am so smart. MRT.
S. Got that right? I
Another
spelled
classic
smart right.
Simpsons joke. Well, the Simpsons joke I always refer to most recently is the one where uh, they're on. It's like, where are you? It's like Monster Island, but don't let the name fool you. It's actually a peninsula. It's such a great joke.
Isn't that because
Oh,
isn't that
uh,
like a reference to like Jurassic Park?
probably.
Because I don't.
I love that line. It's so stupid, but yeah, it appeals to I think the same humor center in my brain that giggles every time someone says, "I think we need to get these people to the hospital." What's that? It's a big building with people and doctors, but it's not important right now. Like that sort of level of joke. My brain has a specific part that engages with jokes like that. Um,
Police squad, airplane.
yeah. Oh, fuck. Police Squad is just like there will never be a time when I do not laugh at Leslie Nielsen while everyone else is walking through one door of the set to another area of the set, and he walks around the set instead of walking through the door. That is comedy gold.
Yeah. Uh just the deadpan character of it all.
Ah, it's so good. We should do. There's our next podcast, Colin. Is
Oh,
we should go into classic slapstick comedy, vintage comedy of the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and we could get into some like Kentucky Fried Movie and Airplane and History of the World Part 1.
Life of Brian,
Yeah, man. There's loads of
Monty
good
Python,
stuff.
the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
It's all in the same
The,
vein. It's all in the same vein
yep.
because fucking hell, the stupidity of that. It's like, oh,
It's
you're
what
playing
makes it great.
coconuts. How do you get your coconuts? It's like,
It's what makes it amazing.
oh, you are, but we're on horses.
Oh, man.
Swallows.
I
Swallows brought them.
most recently I have wanted to revisit the spoof of Lethal Weapon called Loaded Weapon Part 1
Oh yeah,
that stars Emilio Estevez and Samuel L. Jackson.
those bloody weapons. Those ones. It was wasn't it Lethal Weapon Part Deuce? It's like what's
Oh,
his
there's
name?
like 4 Lethal Weapons.
No, not Lethal Weapon.
You're thinking of Hot Shots Part 2 with Charlie Sheen.
That was it. Was
And also Charlie Sheen has a cameo in Loaded Weapon as a
yeah,
valet.
I wouldn't be surprised. It
Yeah.
was kind of what
There's
made him.
Yeah, one of the great scenes in Loaded Weapon is when Samuel L. Jackson asks for a megaphone and starts yelling through the megaphone, but it's coming out in Korean or Chinese, and he looks at it and it says "Made in China." He goes, "Get me one made in America, God damn it!" And yeah,
Yeah,
again, that humor center of my brain, I could laugh at that shit all day long.
fucking ridiculous, man. That's why you love anime.
It is.
And probably why
Also,
you.
Clue. Last thing, people should watch Clue if you haven't watched Clue.
Oh fuck! I haven't watched Clue.
Clue is oh, Clue is great.
Clue, the movie about the board game before.
About Cluedo. Oh
Yeah,
well, or about Clue, depending on where you're from.
yeah, but it's before that trend became a popular thing with like battleships and well, Rampage is a computer game, but
Yeah, man. And theme park rides, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Theme Park rides Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, that's where that comes from. Pirates of the Caribbean, the movie, is all based on a theme park ride.
Oh God, that's the most ridiculous thing ever. Oh, we
Yeah,
need to make a movie. Oh, what Pirates of the Caribbean? Ah, okay, what's that? Oh, it's a theme park in our Florida park, or
I don't know. Battleships is pretty ridiculous.
I haven't watched that movie.
It's really bad.
I know that's why I haven't watched it. I was like,
It's
no,
really bad, and I for some reason have seen it more than once.
why?
I wish I knew. I
You
wish
wish
I
you
knew.
knew. It's like this. Like, oh, look, there's
Uh,
battleships. Let's watch it. It's not like your kids have
it's,
watched it,
oh, there's battleships. Oh God, where's the TV remote?
and then it's like it's not there. It's mysteriously gone, and you're like, oh no,
Yeah,
can't turn the TV off.
please, please, not again.
Not
It's got
again.
Rihanna in it, which is weird.
It doesn't make any better though, does it?
No, it doesn't.
I mean, like
Um,
Street Fighter had Kylie Minogue in it.
now, oh man, I that movie. The movie's so good.
Oh, and
It's really bad, but
Eva.
it's so good.
Is it Eva? Had
Hmm?
Madonna in it.
Oh,
Wasn't it Eva?
that in
Eva?
Evita.
Evita.
Yeah, Madonna was in a lot of movies actually in the 90s and 80s.
She was, yeah. She got into the movies.
But Street Fighter the movie is a terrible but highly entertaining movie. Like, freaking love that movie.
There's no thought in it.
Nope. It's
Apart,
like it couldn't be further away from the brand, and yet so good.
apparently, it was maybe pretty. It was actually maybe pretty serious and pretty good, and then like Capcom got their hands on it and started like filming things
Uh,
in. Like they had to have that a Japanese guy into it, and
man, I don't know. Apparently the whole cast got food poisoning while they were filming, and Jean-Claude Van Damme was constantly coked out of his head, and
sounds about right.
just
I mean,
yeah.
he's doing a video game movie when they were notoriously dire, like fucking Super Mario Brothers with Bob Hoskins.
So here's the thing, right? Is right. We'll move on after I say this, but Mortal Kombat, the Super Mario Brothers movie, and Street Fighter movie are all products of the 90s, 100%. They're also products of probably people not paying as much attention to their brands as they should in certain ways. And none of them are really, with the exception of maybe Mortal Kombat, super representative of what the franchise is about. That being said, though, with the experience of 25 years of time having passed,
Uh-huh.
these movies are all right. They're not good, but I could happily watch all of those movies and feel good about having spent the time watching them.
Oof. I believe Steve has been taken away and brainwashed by Universal
Thoroughly.
Studios.
They promised me my own movie based on some theme park ride I saw once. Um,
Was it Pirates of the Caribbean?
it was It's a Small World at Disney, and yeah, it's gonna be great.
It's a small world. Is that like
So,
Boy Meets World?
I man, don't get me started. Boy Meets World. We could be here a while. That show's awesome.
Okay. Anyway,
My formative teen years watching Boy Meets World and Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
meld them all together. Small. It's a small world. You
Boy Meets Bel Air.
heard it here first, folks. Steve is starring in a movie. It's a Small World. High
Yep.
budget of £100.
Yep. Will Smith's interested, and so is, I want to say, Ben Savage. Yes, Ben Savage.
Ben
Uh,
Savage.
yeah, the younger of the Savage brothers.
Oh, there's two Savages.
Yeah, Fred Savage from the Wonder Years
Wonder
and
Years
the Wizard.
and the Wizard,
Yeah,
as a Nintendo movie about the
as in
glove.
yeah, Fred Savage was the kid from that, and he was the kid in Princess Bride.
He was a kid in Princess Bride.
Yeah, you know the rapper. It was the like around the whole movie is Columbo telling his grandson a story, and the grandson that's in his bed sick is Fred Savage.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of how it started, isn't it? It was like a big story in a bed.
Yep.
I totally forgot about
Yep.
that. That whole part, like it's like three scenes.
Yeah, there's not a lot of it.
Yeah.
But it's good shit. It's good shit. So, we're here to talk about the Cowboy Bebop movie. Believe it or not.
I mean, we're here to talk about a movie, and the
we
ones that
just
we've
we just have
mentioned,
to go through every other movie first.
yeah, every other movie, the ones that we were mentioning are not the movie, but yeah,
Uh,
it's Cowboy Bebop movie time.
it is. Yeah, let's get into this. So, I can't even remember how this film starts.
It
Uh,
starts with a man playing solitaire with blue crystal balls.
yes. Solitaire or Go?
Solitaire.
Okay,
Because
I thought it was Go.
no, it's solitaire. So it's basically the cross-shaped puzzle where you kind of just play it yourself, and you got to jump the pieces and take one piece away, and eventually you're left with should be left with one, but it's only you can only do it in certain ways.
Yeah, yeah.
Not solitaire, the card game where you got to get all your cards into the suits.
Yep.
Because
No, you're totally right. I don't know why I'm conflating the two of them.
I suppose Go is kind of similar, only not really because you don't jump people. You
No, but it's also
surround
more
people.
chess-like. It's a square board.
Yeah, it's square board and grids, and also you surround people to take the pieces in that. Solitaire is kind of like drafts in the sense that you jump, but once again, it's in a cross
I
shape.
like that. What we're saying is that I could see how you could make that mistake, them being nothing alike.
Pretty much. I didn't want to say that. I was being nice. It's the start. It's
No,
the start
it's
of the
fair.
movie.
It's fair. Yeah, some guy playing solitaire with
Yeah, you don't
blue
really.
or marbles.
Yeah, and then you have a narration by Spike saying, "Oh, this guy is always alone," type thing, and sleep on the couch.
Yep.
And then he wakes up and gets a call from Jet and goes, "Come on, we gotta go." And then next thing, there's a convenience store which is getting robbed by a bunch of thugs. And a
Yep.
guy,
This is a good scene.
yeah, and a guy is standing on the counter, uh, squatting and pointing a gun at the lady and
Yep.
ranting on about shite, about corporate injustice and stuff like that.
And meat.
And meat. Well, she says meat. Says, what do you think is most popular? Meat. That's what everyone says.
He's like weirdly proselytizing about crap, and he's like, ah, I hate it when they think they have something to say. They never shut up.
Yeah, yeah.
And
He never shuts up, and then he comments the fact he used to work for the company. He says, and then they fired me because of I don't know they went bankrupt or something, or no,
yeah,
there was a rehiring, restructuring in the company. Now I'm a thief. Ain't that funny? Ha 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 ha. Ha. No, laugh harder. Laugh harder. Ha ha ha. Not
stop
funny.
laughing.
That's not funny.
That is quite good. Is the kind of escalation of laughs between he and the cashier as she's being held at gunpoint to the point where she's properly just going ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
It's like it's not that funny. Stop it.
Yeah. Oh. Anyway, Jet's casing the joint out. Says, "Oh, there's three people in here. Go.
Yep.
Let's go and deal with it." Jet went the back way. Spike walks in for the front with his headphones, listening to music, going do do do, and the guy's like, "Hey, get out here!" And then he looks down. The guy looks down.
After he's kicked the guy in the front who says we're closed, and he
Yeah.
just kicks him square in the face.
Yep. Who's on steps above.
Yeah, man.
It's like Spike came Spectre Gadget and extended his leg properly. Anyway, um, and then he walks in, and then the other guy is saying, "Get him out." The guy on the counter says, "What are you doing? You get out." And it's like, "Oh, how much is this?" And he picks up a party popper, fires a party popper in his face, and then promptly kicks the guy's face into a coffee machine and turns the coffee machine on.
That seemed somewhat unnecessary.
That's it.
He was already out of commission before he started scolding him.
Yeah. Then the other guys are
Oh,
like start firing at him, and oh, Jet jumps through an air vent.
yeah. He appears from the sky, fucks up another guy with a good swift punch to the stomach.
Yep.
And I think, that the other guy who is still trying to catch Spike leans over one of the aisles to get him, and Spike just launches him like full-on judo flip right over the aisle and into the wall on the other side.
Yep. and then they're having a wee talk about it and going blah blah blah, and then you hear the toilet flush, and the guy comes out the toilet, and then Spike complains that Jet said, "I thought you said there was only three guys,"
Yeah.
and it's like, and then Jet tried to get off it with saying something from the Book of War or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it is he says, but yeah, like the guy uh, holds the old woman at the end of the aisle hostage, and he's trying to get their attention, but they're too busy bickering about the fact that Jet got this wrong, and then he's like turns the blame on him, and he's like, "You just take too long in the bathroom. You come out earlier. We could have dealt with this properly."
Pretty much, yeah. You take too long for having a shit. uh, and then he's like, "Oh, don't do it." And then throw your guns on the ground. Jet does it, and then Spike just holds it up, and it's like, "What are you doing, Spike? This is not you." Says Jet. And then the guy just kind of points the gun at him, and then he goes, because
Yeah, shoots the gun out of his hand and
yeah,
into his shoulder, by the looks of it.
yeah, and there's this, he goes, "Oh, goddamn cowboy," because Spike mutters that he's not a law enforcer or anyone that really cares about what happens to people, just wants the money. Um, and then the old lady asks him, "Well, what do you mean by cowboy?" And Spike goes, "Just a good old bounty hunter, ma'am."
Yep.
And then,
Saying, "Sorry, Granny, I don't really care what happens to you."
yeah, then it breaks into the intro. With the,
I'm gonna say something.
uh-huh,
I think the music choices in this film are weird,
uh-huh.
bordering on bad.
Yeah, not liking them.
I The songs in isolation, I think, are not fundamentally bad songs. I don't know what the music direction was in this movie. It just felt off.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. I like the intro.
It's maybe one of the better examples, but like there are a lot of in English songs throughout the whole movie,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of them feel very not right.
Possibly fine if you watched it in the Japanese, it'll be different tunes.
No, no, I watched it in Japanese,
Oh, all right then.
and those songs are still in English,
Yeah. You know, there's
except that
this.
one song that I think is in Arabic at a certain point.
Ah, yeah. Well, that's me. That's kind of
That's
the case.
thematic, and that's maybe one of the better examples. But
Yeah, I mean that one there was in the Arabic quarter of the city. Um.
yeah,
Uh. And then after the intro, I think they're playing Shogo. Shogo.
yes,
Shogi.
yeah, Shogo on top of shogi. They're playing the Japanese chess.
Yeah. Let's just call it Japanese chess. Shogi.
That's what Jet calls it.
On English.
I watched it with the dubbing, the sub. Sorry, so
All right. Okay. By the way, the copy you got does have two audio tracks.
did not know that. But okay,
I went, oh, it's in Japanese. I'll change it to. Oh, it does have the other audio. Okay,
yeah. Whoops. Nope, did not do that. Watched it
it's
in the
fine.
Japanese.
It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, so yeah, so they're playing that, and Jet's just arguing with Spike, saying how he's too what do we call it? Spontaneous. Doesn't think about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. He's only thinking one move ahead and not 20 moves ahead.
Yeah, at least that's what Spike's giving off anyway. And then he calls back to the old woman in the convenience store. Like, uh, so he does that. And he does the move, and then Spike makes a move, and his classic classic anime shogi playing goes is the opponent complains and wants them to take back the move so you can go in that space. It's like every time I ever watched anyone play like shogi in anime, it's always the scene where the other guys go, "Oh, come on, look, take back your move. I want to go there."
But then does Ein makes a move for
Yeah,
Jet?
yeah. Aang comes up, climbs on the tail, and then moves the rook piece.
Yeah, he's like, oh, what? That is a good move.
That's exactly the move I was going to make. Come on, Spike, it's your go now. And then Spike's asleep.
He's yeah, as because he can go to sleep anywhere.
Yeah, Spike sleeps all the time, apparently. Um,
Doesn't surprise me.
and then cuts to Faye, I think, at that point.
What's she up to?
She's coming back from the horse racing.
She's in the
But
ship. Yeah, that's right. She's lost money in the horse racing.
another plays a tune on the radio.
Yep.
And Ed calls and goes, "Oh, yeah, there's this bounty that you can go and get."
Oh, that's right. This is how we get to the scene on the highway.
Yeah, but there's not something before that. Probably nothing. I know Ed's on the computer. He found something. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, she goes
Is
to
this
the
a
scene.
hacker?
Hmm?
It's a hacker she's on the lookout for.
Yeah, she's after it.
And, she's hovering over the highway, I think, where the location is, and she's like, "Well, I don't see him." And then
Oh,
there's a dude with a beard.
and well, it's more that she's been given the coordinates. Apparently, this truck that the yellow
Yeah,
tanker
yeah,
truck is actually he's used his ID or something on it. It's,
yeah.
and then the truck pulls over in the middle of the highway, and the driver comes out, and it's not the kid, and
No,
it's the dude with the beard.
yeah.
And then
It's Metallica Snufkin.
Calicus, nothing. Sure.
He looks like a sort of like a metal fan version of Snufkin from the Moomins.
Maybe at the end. Maybe towards the end.
Yeah, even with the whole time I thought he just looked like that.
Alright.
They hadn't cemented it.
We've been watching the Moomins.
Yeah, man, the Moomins are a regular reading in this household.
Well, the Moomins are regular reading.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I never actually read them.
Books are
I,
good. They're real good.
I watched the cartoons. It was trippy as shit, man.
Oh yeah, me too. I mean, all the names are mental. Hattie Fatteners,
Yeah.
Hemulin.
It was
All
weird
good
as
stuff.
Scandinavian, is it?
Yeah, I think it's the author is Swedish and Finnish, I believe. By
Oh.
so yeah, it's a cross section.
Yeah. Kind of like the Smurfs.
They're French.
Is Smurfs French? I thought they're Scandinavian.
I think the Smurfs are French.
Eh,
Because Tintin is Belgian, right?
yeah, Tintin is Belgium.
Okay. Oh no, sorry. The Smurfs are Dutch.
Oh, Dutch.
No
Oh
wait.
well.
No no. Oh no, sorry. The Smurfs are Belgian. Shit.
Smurf Belgian.
Yeah. How
All right.
about that? I did not know that.
Neither did I, apparently.
Huh. You learn something new every day.
And
Anyway,
so have
uh,
you guys, maybe.
maybe
Maybe.
if you're
Gonna.
still listening at this point. Beardo mate Beardo kind of emerges from the truck
Hmm?
and then fucking there's quite an explosion.
Yeah, the truck explodes.
It's a cool ass explosion.
And then kind of looks up at Faye in the ship and then
Yeah.
turns around and then jumps off the big highway down somewhere. I don't know where he goes.
No, but he's out of sight.
And out of
And
mind.
yeah, Faye then of course heads back to the ship. Turns up and it's like, well, lost him, couldn't find him. He wasn't there. Other guy was there. Whatever. And then they're like, so it says there was an explosion. It's like, yeah, saw that from the highway. It says there was like a virus or something. Why are you all looking at me like that?
Pretty much. Some along those lines. It was, she came in and went basically, I didn't get him, but there was this big explosion on the highway.
Yeah.
And then they kind of were looking at the news broadcast because it was on every channel about this thing, and it's like, all right, and there's a virus, and you were there. Oh shit!
Yep. So
And then
why are
she,
you all looking at me like that?
yeah, and then
Why wouldn't you come near me?
then promptly chases them around the room.
Yep.
Even Ein and Ed run, stay away
Yeah.
from.
She says, even the dog is afraid of me.
Yeah. And then the TV blurts out, oh, there's I don't know, 3 million Wong Woolong.
Oh no, 300 million Woolong.
Well, lots of money.
The most I've heard of a bounty, for sure.
That's a movie, man. You gotta make it big.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And then they all kind of stop and go, what? And then start going hunting them.
Yep.
Faye's giving all the info for the price and does a caricature of the guy.
Oh man. I love that because I like Spike's reaction, which is, wow, if he actually looks like that, I'll pay. If you find someone that looks like that, I'll pay the bounty myself.
Yeah. Good old Spike.
It's a good reaction.
Yeah.
What's the scene after this, man?
I think basically this is where Spike goes hunting in Midrock.
Oh, the Arabic district.
Yeah. Cause he's
And he
going
meets
around. He's going
the
around
dude.
town. Yeah. He's going around town first, and I think he gets a lead to go down there.
Yeah, and what is it? He wants to buy from the guy.
Bean
He
shop.
wants beans.
Yeah.
He goes, if you have this bean, these beans will, if eaten by a woman who is not being has committed infidelity to her husband, will die. It will eat all of this immediately and die.
Mm.
Those who are, not cheating on their spouses, will eat it slowly and only throw up the poison, or something mental like that.
Something
And then
like
he just
yeah.
picks up the bean, and flicks it into his mouth. Super weird.
Yeah. Not to mention that the old guys are back.
Yeah, he asks information from them, and they're like, "Nah, we were bounty hunters too."
Yeah.
Like, oh, we should help each other. Nah, don't wanna.
They're everything though. Those old
Yeah,
guys.
simultaneously pick up the table and just kind of shuffle out of sight.
Yeah, they've had to pick up the table. Oh.
Yeah, they don't just leave; they take the table with them. It's pretty good.
Yeah, they also thought, oh, you're a cop? I ain't a cop. Oh, you a syndicate? I ain't a syndicate. Oh, maybe he's a syndicate cop. It's like, no, I'm
To be
about
fair to them, though, he does look quite like a cop when he's not wearing his jacket, because he's just got a shirt and tie.
Yeah, but he was wearing his cop jacket there, wasn't he?
I can't remember if he had it around his shoulders and his arms out the front
Well,
at that point.
I think he was
Because in the
wearing it.
next scene, he's not wearing his jacket.
Yeah, he's certainly taking it off and he's carrying it around over his shoulder.
Yeah.
He's talking to the bean shop man, who's been very helpful and very kind, and has a grenade lighter.
I hear you're looking for beans.
Yeah, he's looking for beans and this lights up this grenade that has like a 10-inch high flame coming from it.
Yeah, as a proper like windproof lighter, but also acetylene torch.
Yeah. Uh, um, so yeah, he's basically he follows this guy around the town, takes
Yeah.
him
I
into
think his
this.
name's Rashid.
Yeah, everyone was Rashid. Not the guy from Street Fighter Five,
No.
because he's also called Rashid,
Oh.
which makes me think that maybe Japan needs people only know of one Averick name, Rashid.
They did call the white guys Guy and Ken.
Guy, no, Guy's not white. He was Asian.
Is he? Was
He's
he?
yeah, he's of Asian descent, at least.
Oh, I always thought he was. I always thought he was American.
No, he's just in Metro City. He had Cody, who's American, and Hager.
Cody. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, who's the other one? The joke character.
Dan.
That's the one I'm thinking of. He's American, right?
No, he's Japanese too.
What?
Sure,
Oh
he's
man,
Japanese.
blowing my mind here.
His backstory is he was training with like Ken Ryu's master, but as soon as he was found out that he was only training up to get revenge over Sagat for killing his
Holy
father.
shit! He's from Hong Kong,
Was it Hong Kong? He's Chinese.
man.
I got it wrong. I knew he wasn't American though.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he withdrew. He got kicked out of the dojo, and then he kind of made up his own martial art, but not as good as Sakura because she wasn't trained by anyone, and she kind of can do all the fucking moves.
Ah, this is blowing my mind a little bit.
Uh,
I
I
always assumed he was American.
yeah, I bought I bought one of the Street Fighter comics, like just one episode, and the
Oh
reason I
yeah.
bought this is because Dan was in hospital or something like that, and he was dreaming in the hospital of like red gems falling from the sky. That was his
Oh dear.
moveset in Super Puzzle Fighter. Just red gems.
I
That's all you dropped.
love Super Puzzle Fighter.
That's good. And Dan just drops red.
It's on backwards compat.
It wasn't really that great on the X360, but
It's the best way to play it now.
I got it in the Game Boy Advance.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I am still waiting on my
EverDrive.
my my EverDrive. Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I was actually watching the was it Modern Vintage Gamer or whatever his name, MVG,
Uh-huh.
and he
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
he was doing things that some guys decided to port the original Tomb Raider over to the Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy. Yeah. It's cool. It's really cool.
But obviously it's basically a homebrew uh game.
Yeah. Very.
Very much homebrew. But let's get back to it. He's getting beans. He follows the guy around town. They go into like the smallest door possible in the whole
Yep.
city, and pop out like some other hatch.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And then the guy goes, "Oh, I got this vase for you, Rashid. It's perfect for you." And he goes, "No, no, no. I think it's perfect for our visitor here. Here, have this vase."
It's fucking huge, and he just leaves him with it.
Yeah, it's nice. I ain't here. I'm not tourist. I'm not buying souvenirs. Oh no, this is a perfect vase for you. And then just
Oh my god.
runs out the door. Bye.
Yeah, just abandoned ship. And then, of
Yeah,
course, Spike then has to weirdly go back to the ship with this big vase.
yeah.
I think Faye calls it a spittoon.
Yeah. I think it's different names. I don't know. Ed calls it something as well. But
Well, he
fish.
says, yeah, every time they go, huh, spittoon, he goes, yep. He goes, yeah.
Yeah. And at this point, he's walking back through, and then there's a person wearing the hijab. Hijab is it?
Ajib.
Hijab.
The uh hijab. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wearing basically hijab. And passes him, and it goes all kind of slow motion because he can't
Oh
recognize
yeah.
sees the girl in it. And then he goes back to the ship. And then
Yeah.
she goes to some guy in an office and goes, "Oh, we lost sight of this of Vincent and also of what was the professor's name? The doctor."
Oh, I cannot remember.
Yeah, it's only like mentioned twice. So.
There's
And
the did we I feel like is this the scene where they end up in the they go to the hospital?
oh, I think we missed that.
Because it's not like major or anything like that. It's essentially like the police are sort of investigating the fact that they're still not sure about what this virus is because they can't find any trace of it.
Yeah,
It's there, but they don't know what it is.
yeah. It was a crazy virus. So all these people got infected by this virus. I think that was like before Faye came back.
I think it is. One of the best parts about that scene is uh, they're talking about it, the two police guys, and one of them just sparks up a cigarette in the hospital and he goes, "You know, this is a no smoking area." He's like, "Who cares?"
Oh, he didn't. He didn't spark up. He wasn't. Yeah, he put that one down.
No, he lights a cigarette
Does he
in the
that
hospital.
one?
Yeah, like there's twice in the movie is the exact same joke where the guy says, "You know, this is a no smoking area," and he doesn't care.
uh, uh, yeah. So they're speaking to the doctor about that, and one of the police guys sneezes,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and they all
It's
go,
allergies.
"Shit, it's just
I know
COVID
in the
all over
future
again,
we don't
man.
have allergies, but there are still some.
It's just COVID all over again."
It is like I mean, if he'd coughed in modern day now, he'd be just shot on sight.
Oh, almost shot. I remember when it started COVID, I was in the office, like literally like maybe a week before the first lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in the office just looking at some guy's computer, and I got a big giant cough. Like, it's like, oh, it's okay. I'm just choking.
My my boss was off for I think 3 weeks
Yeah.
the month before we went into lockdown. I said, man, that was a really bad cold. And then halfway through lockdown, we were talking. They were like, I wonder if I had it. It's like maybe,
Uh,
but good on you for not being in the office.
Yeah. Well, that's it, isn't it? It's kind of weird. That's the attitudes to the thing. My boss is kind of weird with the attitude of it, in the
Like
sense that
doesn't care.
she does. doesn't fully grasp it. I think it's like
Well,
the new variants
I
is
mean,
just gold.
I mean, it's not. That's not how that works. It's not being downgraded.
No, I
It's
know,
now
I
not
know.
a different thing.
Yeah, I know, but like, it's like, I gotta test every time I want to go see people and that, and then
Yeah.
it's that's a bit of a pain. I mean, it's just going to be like cold flu symptoms type thing. It's like, no, 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 no.
No.
It's not like that. You kind of want to be testing because it's a highly um contagious
Contagious.
virus disease.
And maybe not a problem for you, but a problem for someone else.
Yeah, well, it might be a problem for her. She's not exactly young. Uh,
I don't know. There's a lot of like madness surrounding that. On the plus side, England have just said that they don't believe in restrictions anymore. So there's that.
all right. So we relaxed our restrictions again, haven't we?
Well, they've taken away. They are no longer require you to use passports or wear masks.
Oh, all right. So they've gone right down to the bottom scale of it.
They've gone. Well, you see, what they're trying to do is deflect from the bigger problems they're having.
Oh, the bigger problems of like the government just doesn't fucking care.
That
So
and now the allegations of blackmail as well, which are also pretty good.
yeah, I did hear someone about some guy defecting from Tories, and it's like, yeah, I was pretty much blackmailed to vote because if I didn't, then the thing that I wanted to happen wouldn't have happened. They wouldn't give me the money.
Oh, he
That's
would have had
nothing.
his fun.
Yeah, it's nothing unusual. It's just right in the whole thing. It's a whole whip policy that's in our government.
It's incredible.
It's it's been a thing since can dawn of the Parliament. To be honest. Ah, Blackadder,
Yeah.
man, Blackadder.
Oh, that is also a good show. Anyway,
That,
I think at this point so we're in the ship, and then there's the vase, and then Ed decides that the vase is her new home, and just
yeah,
kind of dives headfirst into it.
yeah. She's pretty much like a cat.
Yeah,
She has been referred. What did she refer to as a cat in one episode
you might be right.
in the future
Yeah, you might be right.
by a nun?
Um, oh yes, that's right. Yeah, she said, yeah, she just appeared one day and then we gave her a meal once and then she just stayed.
Stayed for 3 years and then disappeared.
But Ed then pops her head back out and is like, "Oh, look what I found!" And it's one of those solitaire
Balls.
bead things. Yeah,
Yeah, but we've already seen them because we also had we're missing pretty much every instance that Vincent is on his own and doing his plotting. Because I'm pretty sure
yeah,
we've met up and he's actually with the the hacker
the hack.
who's playing a
Yeah,
retro video game, which looks like one of those old LCD Tony toys, but
does.
the graphics are too advanced for
So,
that.
yeah, yeah, because this is the bit where they waste a police officer.
Yeah, well, he dies in this game. He goes, "Oh no, I died," and then the police officer pulls him over and goes, "Yeah, what are you doing here? This is like the docks." And Vincent just like brings out a gun and shoots him, and the guy goes, "Oh, he's dead too."
He goes, "Oh no, he died."
Yeah, it's like,
It's really quite dark.
well, I
Uh,
mean, at the same time, he was like, "Oh, thanks, Vincent, for giving me the opportunity to be like a full-on terrorist."
yeah, yeah, that guy's broken. He's a broken person.
He was broken.
Um, so we've got the bead thing now, and I think that did they not try to this is where they analyze that to find out what's in it,
Yeah, yeah.
and it Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say in the dock scene, so they kill the cop and then go visit a guy and like show out the beats, these things, and like get him to
That's
put in a. So he's got another accomplice, and he's going to put them in, and he's going to do in Halloween because of it's when Targetry is closer to heaven or something.
yeah, because that's the bit where he shortchanges him on the money as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah. So you'll get it later after that happens.
Which then comes back, and he definitely gets it.
Uh, yeah, that's much later in the movie.
He definitely gets it.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, they start analyzing the thing, and they find that it's lymphatic. Blah, 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 blah.
Lymphus cease or something.
It's lymphatic.
Basically, a cell that's apparently in your bone marrow.
It's in your body, like your lymph nodes is where lymph fluid is.
Yeah, and it pretends to be that, and it's a bit odd shaped. And this is all you know at this time.
Yeah.
Uh, and then I think Faye gets a hit for the hacker again. So she goes out to an
Yes, she
arcade,
does.
and he's playing a light gun game. And
I did kind of like this scene because he's doing pretty well in his game,
Mhm.
and he starts to she talks to him, and he's like, "Oh, a woman, time to show off a little bit."
Yeah,
She's like, don't you want just to use the real thing?" And like pulls out a gun and shoots the screen, and he's like, "Ah." Or she says, like, "You're coming with me." He's like, "Ah, I was gonna get the high score." Man, it's like, are you even listening to me? Could you, like, I just fired a weapon about 2 centimeters away from your head. Could we move this along?
zoom in.
And then then he's like, "Oh well," and it looks as if he's gonna pull out a gun, but no, it turns out he's got like two numpads attached, one at each hip, and just starts going, and then all the
Pro
lights
hacker,
go
man.
out.
Yeah, pro hacker.
That made me laugh so hard because it's like, I bet that was so much cooler 20 years ago.
That's never cool, dude. That was never cool.
Oh my
Was
god.
it was the fact that he was on about some Snoop Doggy Dog type character would appear. Well, I would have seen that guy because I would have got so high, and that you only get to see him when that happens. You didn't get to you see that, and then turns off the lights and gets away. Uh, runs up an escalator that's powered down,
Yeah.
and Faye
And
shoots a big
Faye unleashes the giant pink blobby monster thing.
yeah. Yeah, the arcade mascot or something. Because it's
Yeah.
also outside as she punches it as he gets away. But she gets a hat.
Yeah.
Uh, and then I think the return. Is it, is it that point where he goes and hacks like all TV channels or something? And they
I
put a
want to
message saying
say
that some shit's going to happen in Halloween and something about bone marrow and stuff.
yes, this is where it gets a bit more information around what the actual thing is.
Yeah, and then they go, oh well, actually, if you zoom in like 4 million times, you'll see these little nano machines, and they're not made of
Yeah.
metal; they're made of protein. And Fane Spiker will like, all right, cool, what's that?
What's that now? Yeah, okay, I guess.
Yeah. Um, and then I think Spike goes to like a chemical company to delve deeper into it. At that point.
Um,
And he notices that there's a cleaning truck comes out, of it. So he hijacks a clean truck and enters the building and pretends to be a cleaner.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep. Because
Uh,
this is the bit where he's like cleaning a sign
Mopping the
with a little
wall.
brush.
Yeah.
Like about 2 inches away from the wall.
Yeah.
And the woman we saw in the hijab earlier, presumably,
Mhm.
passes by and kind of like takes notice of him, and he's like, "Well, I got her fooled because I'm mopping the wall." And
Yeah.
then she's like, "Nah, it's fucking dumb," and just pulls a gun on him.
Yeah. And then have a cool fight with the broom.
Broom fight.
Broom fight. Well, yeah, sort of. And he
It's pretty good.
starts chatting her up too.
Yeah. Because why
So
not?
he got to a point where he's like, heads, you do something, tails, we go on a date. I think was the terms. It was to flip a coin. Are you gone quiet, man? No? Not ring a bell? Uh-oh. Oh, it's broken. All's right. Huh. Card.
Record. Okay.
All right.
Uh,
Hi, everybody.
I'm working in my head of like what sound effect I'm going to add, or like maybe a record scratch or something just in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So you're probably wondering how I got here. Um,
Yeah. Well,
so we should address the elephant in the room. So hey, this episode we had problems, or I had problems halfway through recording the other night, where my computer just decided to shut down.
yeah. So you may notice a bit of disjointedness in what we're talking about because it's now what 5 days
It's
later,
3 days later.
3 days later.
No, not as many as that. It's 3 days later.
Yeah, it was the Thursday. Now it's Sunday.
Yep.
Time for.
So
Doodaloo, doodaloo, doodaloo.
yep.
Feel that?
Oh, that's the sound effect. That's the one.
It's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
we're back. We should be talking about Cowboy Bebop the movie because
Yep.
that's what we were talking about.
Yep. We never got to the end of that. So
Yeah.
we were to rush us up to where we were. You'll have just heard this seconds ago, but for us, it's been a few days. We had Spike in the hospital pretending to be a janitor. He was mopping the walls, while this woman who is kind of in the military or something.
Yeah. She was in the military. I think, isn't it? Have they not already by this point worked out that Vincent was part of the military too?
Yes, I
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, because they've worked out his tattoo on his arm that Faye saw clearly and
That
tried to draw.
that's right. It was on his hand, wasn't it?
Just his wrist. Kind of like the weird tattoo
Reminded me.
you got.
I thought it was on the back of his hand.
Oh, I thought this one is.
I
I
maybe
thought it
I'm
was
just
this
I
side.
like.
This side of the arm.
Oh, maybe.
Well, at
I
least
was
it is
thinking
with
of
hers.
yeah. I feel like I was thinking of Alucard's tattoo or markings, but maybe not. His are on the back of his gloves. I think
Alucard from like Castlevania.
from Helsing. Sorry.
Oh, that Alucard. Wrong Alucard.
Yeah. I am going to have a look at this and see if I can find it. No, it's sorry, it's not in the back of his hand. It's on the back of his wrist.
Yeah, well, at least I knew it was on his wrist. We're both right.
Here.
This side, the hairy side.
Yep. The hairy side of your wrist. Yeah.
Yeah, proper hairy side.
Hers is also on the same bit, the back of her right wrist.
I suppose that's because it's easier. It's rather than turning your arm around.
It is the Martian Army emblem.
Yeah, special forces or something. And his whole regiment's dead, apart from
Yes.
him and
Did we
another
get to
guy.
that? Have we got to that bit yet?
Well, yeah, we looked at the list. If we're thinking we have, then we have. I think.
The reasoning, the rationale, I mean, of why he's the only one left alive.
Well, not really. We haven't got to the reason
Oh,
why
that
he's
no,
alive. He's marked down
no,
dead
because that
on the
yes,
list.
because that comes when he has a conversation with Faye, I think.
Yeah. Um, pretty much. He has conversation with Faye, and I think it's reconfirmed at some other point.
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh,
Um,
yes, it is. It's confirmed. Reconfirmed, I believe, by Jet's police friend.
well, yeah. Which happens after this scene.
Yes. So
Or
yeah,
happened before the
the
scene.
I can't remember. It's around. It's a long movie. It's like 2 hours long. Stuff
It's
happens
it's
in an
only 9
order.
minutes long, man. You're not
And
selling it well. It's saying, oh, it's like 2 hours long now.
yeah, you're right. It's not that long. So yeah, they end up in a Spike and this female soldier end up in a fight. He's flirting with her in the hallway, and then does someone else turn up?
Yeah, some more henchmen kind of turn up and he's like, I better run.
Yes.
And he scarpers. And he
Yeah, that's right.
goes along, jumps over jumps down from like a 3-story high balcony, then runs along.
Yeah,
And
with
then,
zero problem.
well, he lands with his legs crouched. He crouches when he lands, so he absorbs all the momentum
Yeah,
into his legs.
still like I don't know, 20 feet up.
Mars has a lighter gravity than Earth.
Is that where they are? Are they on Mars at that point?
Yeah, I think it's Mars. It's not a
Yeah,
colony
okay.
anyway. Apparently, that you can't see that anymore either.
No?
No, apparently it's bad. At least I don't know. I was watching a lot of shitty YouTube shorts, and it's like, oh, why can't we see the colony, and colonizing and stuff like that anymore? It's not racist.
Oh.
But then most of our colonizing did impact the local
Well,
people quite a bit.
when you're the British Empire, colonizing basically means fucked up. So
Well, I think colonizing just means the same with everyone. To be honest, I don't think France or Spain are any different, or Portugal.
no, or Portugal for that matter. Yeah, you're right.
Fucking, I don't know about Italy. If Italy ever expanded, well, I suppose it did
Uh
back in the day when it was known as Rome.
I I'm bad at both history and geography.
Well, Rome's the capital of Italy, and Romans
Oh, I
came
know
from
that.
Rome. And they were
I've
for the
I've been
British Empire.
I've been to Rome. I've been in the Colosseum. Did
No,
that, and it's fine.
yeah.
Rome is super touristy, and it's okay. I liked it, but I don't think I would stay there for very long. Also, when you leave, you pay Rome tax, which I think is the most hilarious thing.
Rome tax. What the hell is Rome tax?
They legitimately charge you per day you've been there
Really?
for the privilege of having been in Rome.
What?
Yep.
I mean, to be honest, the Italian government is pretty much run by the mafia, so of some sort.
I don't know. There was
Oh,
that Final Fantasy porn related incident they had recently.
oh, what was that then? I remember someone mentioned that.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody somebody may have joined a Zoom call and started sharing some Final Fantasy porn um, in the middle of one of their meetings.
Well,
Whoops.
all you know is he'll have a horse's head in his bed next day.
Uh, if they can find them. If they can find them.
They know where he lives.
So, I can't, yeah, so he escapes.
Hmm.
And then she has to go back to her superior and explain, it's like, well, I let him go, kinda. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Well, she tried her best. Like she was pretty much like she closes the gate on him, and he goes and then he's like, oh shit, and then he gets like shot at by lots
Oh
of
yeah,
guns as he uses
that's
the
right.
cleaning truck to jump over the barrier. She also jumps
Yeah.
out from that balcony.
She did.
Yep.
Just bold and brave.
Hmm. And also compresses her legs to take the impact.
Yes.
And she lands like a
Standard.
superhero as well, because she's like the
Yep, superhero landing.
superhero landing. Um,
Amazing.
anyway, yeah, so she's basically telling her superior that she didn't get away. They couldn't find the doctor. I can't remember if we had that meeting yet. She mentioned that she couldn't find the doctor. That's why she was in the same place where Spike was, where he got the vase
Yes.
or vase,
Yes.
vase, vase.
I, one of those.
It's pottery. He got the big pot,
Yeah. Yeah. The vase.
the vase, the vase. Anyway, so we got away. They talk about Vincent and like he shouldn't be there type thing. He doesn't exist. He's a problem that doesn't exist. Essentially, and then cuts back to Spike on the Bebop. Oh yeah, he's on the Bebop, and he's
Yes.
sticks on some headphones and just lies on the couch. And Jet's going, "What the fuck, man? You got no
Yeah.
leads. What are you doing? Oh no, it's cool, Jet. It's cool. I'm just gonna lie here. Ah, you're always sleeping. Damn punk."
That's yeah. This is uh this is leading up to one of the better scenes in the movie. I'm trying to remember if it happens pretty much straight after this or not.
Was that the Ed scene?
I'm thinking of the train scene.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that happens
It's
in
not
a
too long from here.
yeah, yeah. It's been a few minutes. But for that, I think either Faye goes out to get the hacker, and then Ed tries to talk to Faye about something, and Faye kind of knows Ed, so Ed goes out and hunts down the guys herself with Ayn, I think,
Yes, that's right.
and she dresses up like a jack-o'-lantern, going trick
It
or
is
treat,
quite amazing.
and then gets chased out one door, going, "It's not Halloween's not till tomorrow, punk, get away."
It's
It's
peak Ed.
yeah,
Uh,
She just wanders the street
Some
with her noodle arms and
I
legs.
do miss Ed.
Ah, yeah, yeah. And then so she finally gets to a point, and she took the hat because Faye was looking for the hat. She took the hat because where's that
Mhm.
goddamn dirty hat type thing. And Spike makes some passing comment about, oh, this don't know what you do with your clothes, Faye type thing.
As Spike does.
Yeah. Anyway, but Ed's used it as a sniff to get Aiden to sniff out the smell of the hacker.
Yep.
Uh, and then she tracks it down and phones Faye up and goes, "Oh, Faye, I found the guy. He's in this building. It's in the door." I was like, "All right, stay there, and I'll come to you." Okay, Faye. And then, like, literally 2 seconds later, oh, parade and kids, let's go join them, and wanders off. Literally doesn't even
Do-
last like a minute.
No. It's like the same breath of saying, "Yeah, I'll be there." Oh, parade.
Yeah, yeah. And
Pretty good.
then Faye arrives and goes, "The hell! I told you to sit here, Ed. How did I know which door it was?" Fuck's sake.
Yep.
Um,
Uh,
and then at that point, Vincent's in his hidey hole, at, in the in this building. He's playing solitaire and he's talking to the hacker, and the hacker's like, "Ah, solitaire," type thing, and talks about it. And he tells you about the moves and what it's all about. And then does he shoot the hacker?
he no. Yeah. Does he not just gas him?
I think he does. I think he does something with the
Does
one
he
of the
stab him?
pills. Oh, he has the pill and he shoots the because the things that he's playing in solitaire with is the blue balls that
Or
have
the
all
virus? Yeah,
as
yeah.
a virus. Because that's what you do with like a highly dangerous virus. You play solitaire with it, of course.
Do you remember that from The Rock when Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery were playing solitaire with those massive green balls full of nerve agent?
I haven't watched The Rock in many years. I don't think
Oh,
it's could been 20 years now since I watched it. Really.
it's that is 20 years too long. You should watch that again.
Oh Jesus! I remember
It's
going to
good
cinema
shit.
to see that.
Oh man, I missed it in the cinema, but watched it so many times on video.
Ridiculous film. Yeah. So does that. Uh,
Hmm.
and then he takes one, and the guy's going, "Oh shit, no, man! What you doing? Don't be crazy, you fucking crazy fuck!" type thing.
Yep.
And he puts one on the ground and then shoots it. And then the guy goes, "No!
Yeah.
Oh, that was a dud, right? That was a dud." And then he kind of like keels over and busts through a window. And
Yeah.
then Faye goes, "Ah, it's that building."
Yeah, and then he busts through the window, and then as she goes up, he like starts. She like kicks in the door or whatever it is or something, and he starts smashing his face against the wall or something, just something daft like that. It's like,
Oh,
yeah, this seems a good scene.
yeah, he does. And then he kind of goes and says to Faye, talks about Haroon. I didn't get to see what's his name from that video game.
From the video
Yeah,
game. That's
that's his
right,
dying words.
in the arcade. Yeah, he falls dead in a puddle of his own blood in the middle of the apartment.
Yeah,
Um, Faye starts to get a little bit dizzy,
yeah,
and then kind of passes out, and we kind of presume that she's probably not in a great place.
yeah. Well, Vincent appears and she does take a shot at Vincent and shoots his hand. Is that
Yeah,
right?
that's right. That's
And
right.
then she has a wee struggle with him, and then Vincent essentially forces himself on her.
Yeah.
Actually struggles.
There's some weirdness in these scenes that seems unnecessary.
It's the fan service.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just that, man. It's just
Yeah.
I mean, to a point. I mean, the context of it is pretty bad and wrong, but it's a bit fan servicey. Anyway,
It's yeah.
and then
The worst of it doesn't happen until she wakes up, ironically.
yeah, yeah, which is later because this is after. So this then goes to the train.
Yeah, because he bails out, he abandons ship for a while
Mhm.
to go to the train.
Yeah, I think he also ties up the dead hacker's body. No, actually, no, he's still
Yeah.
there. No, he's still there.
Is his body still there?
I'm pretty sure because I'm sure Faye came talks about it, or is that the other dead body? Anyway, goes to the train. And then the military people go, all right, have eyes on Vincent. He's moving. And then military lady kind of goes, all right, wait for me. I'm coming, type thing.
Yep.
And then Spike, who actually has placed a bug on her in that fight,
Yes,
or
that's right.
a bug somewhere, at least, because he gets the
So, yeah, some form of tracker.
yeah he gets the call on his headphones. So he wasn't just being a lazy bum. He was
No,
thinking,
I mean he was, but he was also smart.
yeah. But I think I think he makes another wee remark about thinking maybe a few steps ahead at this point,
Yep,
which
and a callback, presumably to the shogi game that they had been playing earlier on.
yeah, the one that Jet is grilling him about. It's you're too impulsive, blah blah blah. You don't think ahead.
Now you're asleep. The fuck?
Yeah, pretty much. And then yeah, so they get on the train. Oh, but uh, so Vincent gets on this like monorail train. It's in the air,
Yep.
going over the bay, and Spike misses it, but jumps onto the tracks above it,
Yes.
and then runs along at the same speed as the train because he's got superhuman powers.
Yes.
I mean that train is probably going like maybe 60 miles an hour or something.
Fast. Well, mono means one and rail means rail.
Monorail, 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 monorail,
The rain came off my pudding can.
monorail.
Take my penknife, my good man.
Oh, that was it.
What about us brain dead slobs? You'll be given cushy jobs.
Yeah.
Is there a chance the track could bend? Not in your life, my Hindu friend. Oh, what a song. So good.
Monorail. Monorail. Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
best. Anyway, they're kind of excuse me, chasing him through the train. Then things things take a turn. Passengers start getting fucking blown away.
Yeah, they're all. I think Spike comes out and then he starts shooting at Spike,
Yep.
and then the passengers kind of like get blown away and slash run to the other end of the train.
Yeah. But there's legit one guy, the first guy, who just gets properly hit square in the eyes.
Yeah,
It's like, oh my god, these people are in trouble. You
but
chose
Spike.
the wrong monorail to be on.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, was there's a one scene where Spike kind of redeems himself from the actions at the start of the movie. I feel where he does save the elderly woman.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because she's
That's
got it.
right.
And then he just like forces her hide down behind the bench.
Oh man,
Get down, lady.
it's a pretty good scene. It's a cool shootout actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty well choreographed, and it feels pretty visceral. Uh, then there's a why is there an explosion? Is that
Explosion.
Vincent that causes that?
I don't think it was. Not until the end of
Because
it.
yeah, I'm just trying to remember what it is that causes the explosion.
Oh, it's Vincent, but like,
It is Vincent. Yeah, okay.
so you have like a big fight scene where Spike ends up charging along the train by jumping along the backs of the seats, and he's like
Yep.
looks like he's outpacing Vincent in hand-to-hand combat. Then all Vincent really needs to do is take one big mighty hand and grab his
Yeah.
left nipple and squeeze and turns it, and that floor's
Fucking Fist of the North Stars him.
yeah, fucking that Spike crippled, and then
Just
he
kind of going fingers right into the body.
just like a good grab like
Oh,
that, and
man,
he
fucking Kali Ma.
yeah, rips out the heart. And he also just kind of floors Spike and he's bleeding, and
Yep.
then he just picks him up. He's already kind of shot Vincent a couple times in the hand as well, but he
Yeah. Yeah. Vincent
fell,
Vincent has taken a bit of a kicking.
yeah, and he fell down, and
Yeah.
that's when Spike got to him, and then that's when he kind of like, ha, I'll just grab your left nipple. Might be
Not the
his
only
right
time we'll
nipple.
see that maneuver.
Might be the right nipple. Anyway, perspective.
Yeah.
I think it was his right.
Important details.
Uh, Anyway, then he kind of carries Spike over to the far window and throws him out arm length because Vincent's a tall man over Spike. Even though Spike's quite lanky himself.
Wait, he doesn't just throw him off though. Does he not get shot off?
Yeah, yeah. So he's kind of holding Spike by the neck. 'Cause he's like kind of picked him up by the neck, just like the Undertaker would, and force him through the window. And then
Like he's gonna smash his head off the
yeah,
passing things.
yeah, it looks like he's trying to do it, but it's not quite a long reach. And then the military lady comes through,
Yep.
kind of aims at him, uh, and then he's like, "Ha, blah blah." Oh, you asked for Spike's name. It says, "What's your name?" Spike
Yeah.
Speckle, and then shoots him squarely in the opposite side of the body from where he clawed him,
Yep. He
straight in
just
it,
falls out the train.
straight through. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
and next thing I think the military lady goes, "Vincent," and he kind of looks at her and goes, "Bah," and holds up a grenade in his hand,
Yeah.
just like this. Try and show you on the camera, just like this, and then goes ha ha ha, and then it's like,
Yeah, he does sort of like a martyrdom.
yeah,
Pulls the pin on that grenade and is like, yeah, fun time.
and then the whole train kind of screams to a halt.
Yeah, the front carriage dips off nose first and just eventually slows the whole thing to a stop.
Yep. Um, and then everyone else kind of keels over and dies. The military lady goes, "Oh no, what the fuck?
Yep,
I'm
that's right.
I'm still alive. How the fuck did that happen?"
Yeah, the mysteries
The mysteries.
continue.
Uh, and I think Spike's back on the Bebop.
No, no,
No.
no. I think Jet fishes him out the water,
Oh
and they're
no,
sat at the side of the river for a while.
no, it's his Native American friends, the chieftain.
Yeah, they get him.
They get him, and then Jet comes and picks us up.
Yeah, Jet comes to pick him up, and then they're sat at the side of the river, looking over, and Jet's sort of like, this is pretty big now. We're just bounty hunters. It's fine for us to walk away.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like this is maybe beyond what we do our job for.
Yeah.
And he kind of goes into like a few like little kind of like a mini speech trying to say is that it's really not worth it. Let's just go on, and you did your best. And then he turns around to him and he's fallen asleep again.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough, man. He got shot up.
He's been shot and he's bandaged up and covered in a blanket.
Yet again. That's like the third
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, again. Yeah, man. He's had a lot of very, very serious shots to center mass over his time in this show.
Yeah, his body must be like a sponge.
Jeez. Yeah, his body must be like SpongeBob SquarePants at this point, full of fucking holes.
Yeah. So that was the thing. And then they go away. And then Faye's still kind of locked up in the
Yeah,
guy's place.
she wakes up unconscious. She wakes up
Mhm.
and finds that she's been tied up, with her hands behind her back, and Vincent's kind of chilling out there,
Yeah.
and then he kind of gets a bit threatening and decides it's like, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna like talk to you like maybe an inch away from your face, and threaten you a little bit, and then I'm gonna cut what is already a relatively flimsy top in the middle.
Yep.
Yep. No need for that to happen at all.
Yeah.
Like none.
No extreme nudity. But
No,
then he think he talks about himself and how he's got like these nano
he
things.
does. She asks how she's alive because she saw what happened to the hacker,
Mhm.
and he says, "Oh, that's because I gave you my blood, and I'm immune." And then that's when he starts talking. That I think we get the sort of flashbacks of him during the wars being the only surviving soldier because they had been testing out these nano machines or whatever on the other soldiers.
Yeah. Well, no, I think he's just been tested on. It's the Titan War, the same war that what's the name Grim was on about. I think
Oh yeah.
first back to that.
Makes sense.
And he was tested on, and he had like these nano machines in him. They're
Well, of course,
anti.
because Gren was tested on as well, right? That was
Yeah.
so they were doing a lot of testing in this in this future.
Yeah, there's this weird war, which is just really just putting out tests on everyone. And then uh, it does go back to Spike. Kind of wanders back into the Moroccan district of the
Yeah,
city,
he's back in the Arab district,
looking for Rashid.
looking for Rashid. Yeah,
Yeah, and then they find
and
Rashid on some stairs.
he does. This is one of my favorite parts of this movie. Just because of the way this conversation ends is amazing.
Yeah.
Because what is it? He's trying to get information about those responsible for for whatever, I can't remember.
The
And
nano machines.
yeah, and then he's like, after the guy's like, yeah, here's your info. He goes, oh, and if you see whoever the doctor or whatever, it's like, give him this message for me, and he just full on punches him in the stomach.
Yeah, proper
Like,
sucker punch in the front.
yeah, and his pipe falls out his hand, and he's like, oh, on the stairs. But then I'm like, oh man, that's rough. How's he gonna get back from this one? He's like, stands up, picks up the pipe, and he goes, "Yep, I will tell him." He's like, "Goodbye," and then just sits up on the banister of the staircase and just slides away.
Yeah. Yeah. It
It
just slides down it.
might be the best conversation anyone has ever had in this show.
Yeah.
Is
I
that?
think we missed a bit.
Did we?
Yeah, so that all happens, but like just before that, military lady, um, Electra,
Oh,
uh,
yeah, she's been actively suspended now.
yeah, she got actually suspended, and on her way out, she meets one of the lab coat guys and goes, "Can you
Yeah,
test this blood for me?"
yeah,
And then the guy goes, "All right, only if you go on a date with me." And she's like, "Yeah, all right, fair.
yeah,
I got you to do something bad."
yeah. Guess we're going out tonight.
Yeah. And then because this kind of ties in with the end of the scene, because as Rashid's leaving with Spike, a bunch of
Yeah,
military people come in because he says, "Oh, this conversation's gone too long." I slightly knew that these military people were about there because the crows got scared,
yeah,
or
that's right.
some birds got scared anyway. And he was like, "All right, we better go, better quit this." And then Spike gets arrested, and
Yeah,
there's a bunch of
by a lot
guys.
of guys with guns. A
Yeah,
lot of guys with guns.
yeah. So Spike doesn't even bother fighting. He's like, "Yep, okay."
Nah.
Um, you see, a bunch of them seem to be chasing Rashid down the street at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah.
Uh, Electra walks into the big office and suddenly gets guns pointed at her, saying, "You called
Yep.
me in here. What's this all about?" Like, well, tell us how you got like these anti-nanobites in your blood.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
yeah. I don't know. You've always been the only person that has that is Vincent.
Oh, you
Yeah,
tell me.
you tell me. So basically get thrown in some dungeon in the lab.
Yep. Oh, she gets escorted in, and Spike's already there, and he's just like, "Hey,
Yo.
yeah, yo."
uh,
Oh, it's so good,
and
so
then
silly.
so they leave there, and then Spike basically has a chat with her. Well, so that remember that coin toss and we go on a date? It's a pretty shit date type thing. And she's
Oh,
like, "How can you be so calm when they're going to raise your memory or execute you?" It's like,
yep,
uh, it's a thing.
yep. As we've discussed many times, is Spike does give zero shits about the fact that he's going to come back or not at any point.
Yeah, yeah, and
Uh, I did like him trying to escape from the jail cell though, because while he's having this conversation with her, he's just kind of examining the bars, and then at one point he's like kicking his leg in and out of it, just like, could I like slide through? No, okay,
yeah,
just kind of investigating all angles.
he was he was making sure things are isn't inescapable.
Yep.
Anyway, so basically, turns out Electra was kind of like Vincent's lover type thing.
Yeah, gonna assume that there was some transfer of fluid at some point that led to her having some sort of nanobots.
Yeah. Um, and I don't know. So that's that, and Spike goes, "Yeah, I can relate with that. That's kind of like my whole backstory too."
Oh, Spike.
Yeah. And then I think meanwhile on like the Bebop, Jet's just bitching and moaning that they just come and go all the time. He's not worrying at all about them at all. Like, he's like,
Nope.
"Fuck's sake, those guys, fucking bitches, keep fucking leaving me
Definitely,
alone."
definitely not stressed out at the fact that he doesn't know who either of them are and they haven't called.
Yeah, not stressed at all. Not a father figure. Well, not one bit.
No, no.
At least Ed and Ine are there to keep him company.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Um,
true.
Ine goes on the table because he's looking at the shogi
Oh yeah.
pieces again. Ed's like, so you're not just sitting there waiting on a call from Spike or Faye, are you? No, no. What you on about?
Nope.
No, I don't care. I don't care. Uh, and then they both kind of appear at that point.
Yep.
Um, but the jailbreak is pretty good. I like the jailbreak.
How does it happen again?
It's basically pretty much goes. There's a guy and a doctor appear, and he goes, "Hey, can I get a light or a smoke?"
Yep.
And then the guy
So,
asks,
I'm not
like,
giving you one of those.
the guy asks his spear, and goes, "Can I go on one?" It's like, that's a negative. And then Spike just kind
Yep.
of grabs him, and the doctor gets grabbed by Electra.
Yep. And then he takes a cigarette anyway.
Yeah, he takes a cigarette away. and and they get out. Um, so they escape back to the Bebop.
Well, they make their way through the because they're gonna go and get the lab results
Oh
because they
yeah,
want the antidote. They need to get the antidote on the way out, or the sorry, not the antidote. They need to get the synthesized uh cure from her blood that she'd given to the doctor earlier on, the one that had asked her out on a date. Because the whole
yeah.
thing is that they want to erase the fact that this cure or ability to avoid the nanomachines exists
I
at
think
all
I
for
think it's the
whatever
whole thing.
reason that is.
They want to like deny all accountability, so they had to like deny the whole nano machines that come and kill you, and deny the cure for
Yep.
it because that's like both go together. It's like, oh, if you got a cure for this thing, then you also knew about the first thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
that's true. So yeah, they end up escaping through that lab
mhm.
and talking to that doctor, and he's like, "Oh, I guess we're not going on that date anymore."
Yeah, that's it. Uh, Meanwhile, back in Vincent's headquarters, can I ask Faye if he wants to join him? Because he's like, I just want to see the world burn type thing. Because I'm living in a dream and I don't really know the exit of the dream.
It gets very metaphysical and a bit wanky. It's
Yeah.
just like I don't know what's happening, and then this is another fantastic scene where we get a recurring appearance from the guy earlier who he owes money to.
Oh yeah.
And the door goes, and he's like, "Oh," and he goes over, and the guy's like, "So you said you'd have my money now, you know, like because I did the thing that you did. I like pay me." And he's like, "Oh no," and then stabs him to death immediately with
Oh,
immediate effect.
he said that he told him never to come to the place. Uh,
Yeah, I'm not sure that that warrants the stabbing, but yeah, he did
he's
say
not
that.
he's not exactly straight laced this Vincent, you know?
No, no, he does. He stabs him very, very hard.
Yeah.
Like so hard, I think it kind of almost sticks to the door in front
Yeah.
of him.
I think he's impaled to the door, yeah.
Yep.
Um but
So it's pretty rough.
he came up because the cops started to go to the warehouse.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so he asks if Faye wants to join him, and then he leaves because Faye goes, "No, I think I'm okay. I don't really want to join you."
Yeah. Because it's Halloween, and the door between reality and wherever the afterlife or whatever is very thin at this point, and
Mhm.
now he's definitely dressed like Metal Snufkin in his big vampire hunter D hat.
Yeah, he brought his fucking snocking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's bailing out in his Halloween costume, and he's gonna do it, and he's gonna, infect the whole place in broad daylight during a parade. And the thing is, of course, is that that's pretty much the it's pretty much the plot of Detective Pikachu.
yeah, you're right. Oh well. You like spraying like poisonous shit over parades. Um,
Yeah.
so fuck's sake. Um, never thought of it like that.
Yep.
Things on a whole new level. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, so he kind of leads her and says, "I'll
Yep.
be on the bridge that connects heaven and earth or
Yep.
something like that." And like,
Just
oh,
just
okay,
watching.
yep. Uh, Faye crawls over to the guy he's stabbed and uses the knife to escape, gets away, and gets back to Bebop. As we're talking
She
about,
puts on a red jumper.
she always had that red jumper
She
around
fi-
her.
did she?
She always had like a red skull.
Shawl. I shawl type thing. I for some reason, for me, you know what it is? It just became immediately noticeable to me because she had to wear it because obviously her top had been cut, so she was wearing it more like a shirt.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah,
But I don't think I'd ever taken any notice of it until
Ah,
now.
she's always had that around her.
Weird.
You
That's
know,
crazy.
that's why she said she was a gypsy at the start.
Oh God.
Anyway, yeah, so she gets back to the Bebop as Jet's getting really worried, and Ed's rubbing it in, and then she comes in, reels in, "Oh yeah, I'm here, Jet," and then Spike and Electra walk in with all the antidote. "Oh hey, Jet," type thing, and who's this?
What the hell's going on? You can't just turn up like this every time.
Yeah, very much. Like fuck's sake.
It's so bad.
And then and then I think they start coming up with a plan. Like, oh, Vincent says he's going to be at the between heaven and earth bridge, the bridge between heaven and earth.
We should go there.
Go there, but then the ISSC go, oh, we traced this location. He's hacked into like the water supply, the water
Oh
processing plant.
yeah.
So we're off down there. And like the hay fever guys, it's, oh, but we need to get the authority of the chief, and it's like, I don't have time for that shit. Gotta go.
Yep. And this is the bit where he just starts smoking again.
Yeah.
It's like he says for the second time, he goes, this is a no smoking area.
Yeah. And
It's,
then
I don't know why that makes me laugh, but that's such a weird, deep cut, stupid joke. But the fact is, like, once is like an off comment, twice is just for some reason comedic genius, and I don't understand why.
all right. Um, and then so they go and commandeer like the water center plant, and the guy is like, "Who are you guys? Oh, we're ISSC. Oh, you can't come in here. Where's your authority?" And he's like, "We don't need authority," type thing. And then they search the place and they find like a jack o' lantern, uh, and blew it up, and it was just plain air in the jack o' lantern costume. It
Yep.
was hidden there. And then the military, well, the lab people can't come in and bust in, and basically the same scene kind of reappears in that sense where the ISSC says, "Ah, and whose authority are you hereby?" "Oh, it doesn't concern you. We override your authority." Type thing. It's like, what? No, that's my case. God damn it. Um, and on the Bebop, they are kind of like discussing things. Oh, jacks. Oh, jack o' lanterns. Because
Yeah.
Faye reports about the guy came in talking about the jacks.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're going to do that at the parade. And then they gather all like this yellow vaccine stuff, which apparently is like the vaccine, not this urine.
Definitely not.
Not. And then Spike goes out to do stuff, asks Faye to go to the weather control system to make it rain.
Yep.
So he needs
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
precis-
You're gonna get a good
precipitation.
precipitation.
Yeah.
They're gonna get a good bit of weather control. Been a while since not since what the fuck was the name of that game? Just Cause 4. I'm pretty sure it had a weather control machine. Bad guy in it.
All right. Well, it makes sense to have a weather control machine in these planets. So I think this point, Spike's kind of nice to Faye. It's like, oh, I really need you in this
Yep.
type thing. And she goes and does that. Gets Jet to go and hire some planes.
Yep.
So they go down to like the local airfield to go, I need all your planes. And sorry, they're all booked out. Any plane will do. Any plane, you say.
Uh, no.
And then they're at the airfield and he does see all these like relics of like past
Yep.
like
Pilots of
biplanes.
equal age.
Yeah. And the pilots of yeah, the crop dusters. And
Oh
had this
no. It's like fucking Independence Day all over again. And it's the fact that it's like, okay, let's do this, and they like wind them all up, and then it's like, well, they are not in good condition, and then they all start like falling out the sky and exploding. Like, oh my god,
just as the
what
guy
is
was
this?
saying just as the guy was saying, oh wow, they actually fly. I did not expect that.
It's like, oh yeah, yeah. Oops, no, I was wrong. Never mind.
Yeah, and Jet's
Shit.
just got his hand over his eyes going, fuck.
I
Yeah.
don't blame him. I don't
Not to
blame him.
mention he had like the three old guys on the plane
Yep,
and they were just like
those three crazy old guys.
messing with Jet. Oh, where are we going again? Oh, I told you, it's in the plans. Oh, where? What? We're going over here. No.
Stop it.
We're just messing with
Stop it.
you.
Oh, they are such assholes.
Yeah, they are. They're old guys. So with that, fly off and some of them disintegrate in the air because,
Yep.
that's what planes do. Disintegrate in the air. And then I think Spike is flying out with the city barrier for some reason.
Yes.
I'm not entirely sure is the whole reason he's flying around like this. Military comes in.
Good question.
I think it's just an excuse for like a wee flights action sequence, to be honest.
Or is it to attract their attention?
Maybe to distract him from something else. Because he goes out, flies along, and then the military goes, aha, that's that Spike Spiegel. We arrested him. We got to go and
Yep.
destroy him. And then he like successfully beats 3 military aircraft with rockets and shit when he has nothing. And he
Does,
has
yeah.
like a cool flight scene. He runs underneath like a highway and flies up into the sky and then shoots
It's very
debris.
cool.
And then comes back into the city, into the water, fires his laser beam weapon to create a big splash of water underneath the bridge and pulls up as the other aircraft flies straight forward into oncoming ships of some form.
Yep.
And
If
then
there's anything that can be said about this movie, it is that the animation budget is clearly high.
they had good sponsors.
the animation sequences are great, like particularly the action ones, and they're good in the show, but they're amplified to a degree in this movie. Uh, in every instance, like every single.
Yeah,
A lot of it reminded me very much of Ghost in the Shell, in a lot of the way the motion of the animation worked.
I think
Um,
it's probably done kind of maybe the same principle. Certainly, there's CG orientated bits. For example, the bit in the train where they kind of like do that zoom in and stuff. That was
yeah, yeah,
computerized. At least the train cart was, which made it kind of look a bit weird because they were also drawn on as 2D where the thing was 3D. Uh, yeah, I mean, you cannot see the sponsors in it. So they even started out, I think, as basically big sponsors for cup of noodles. Cup of noodles?
Oh, yeah, I guess they do talk about eating out of styrofoam a lot, but they kind of
Yeah, they were on about
rag on it quite a lot.
product placement, man. Product placement.
Yeah,
And then
I
there was a
guess.
Coca-Cola sign in one scene.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I think it round about the bar scene and stuff like that. So they had like
fair
big
enough.
name sponsors through it. I don't know how big cup of noodles were back then, though. Probably quite. I think they're quite big. Anyway, so he his ship kind of gets shot down, and then he lands on like a bridge,
Uh huh.
and then there's this punk taxi driver. He lands in front of and gets a ride from him to the parade,
Yep.
and he goes and then he sees like the big tower. I think it might be Tokyo Tower type, tower type thing. That's where he is. He's on that, and he ditches the cow without pain of fear, and runs up to the thing, and Electra is in the parade, and
Yep.
she sees the same thing, or she's like, I think there's a fight happening. Spike and Vincent are fighting again. And they're all fighting along. Faye comes in armed to the teeth and threatens the people in the weather control system. Goes, right, I want you to make it rain. What? Rain? Why? It's like crazy fucking broad coming in. It's like
Just do it.
where's the security on that? That's that whole like weather system. I mean that
Oh,
would,
you don't need security for weather control.
well, I would I would have thought that would be high security type stuff. It's like, but she just walks into the control room without any hassle. It seems there's no scene to like
Yeah.
describe her progress through the building. It's not like a Matrix style thing or anything. Uh,
No, you don't. No need for any assistance or anything like that. Any help. No
yeah,
danger in these places, you know.
no, apparently not. Anyway, so there's a big fight on the tower, Blackpool Tower.
Yeah, and Blackpool Tower.
Yeah, Blackpool Tower. We'll call it Blackpool Tower. And the big parade's happening down at the bottom, and
Yeah.
Vincent essentially they have a big fight. Spike kind of beats him up. Vincent kind of holds his own this time. He actually puts some effort into it. Uh,
He tries, you know.
yeah, and Vincent are like, oh, you know what, you don't think I would press this button, do you? I'll show you. And he presses the button, and all the big pumpkin heads in the
Just
parade explode. And it rains, and the urine is spread across the crowd, and no one dies. Except
yep.
Vincent. He gets shot by Electra, is it, at the end?
Yes.
Don't think so.
Yes. Do you think it's Spike?
No, I think it's Electra, yeah. Um, I should say that anyone that sees is invented by that nanobot at the start. sees of butterflies, and Vincent's been seeing like a billion butterflies,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, it is. It is her who shoots him because then when he's dying, she runs over to him to talk to him.
yeah, because he says he doesn't remember anything. He's kind of like in a dream state, and he doesn't realize it. Doesn't think that he's in the real world with what he's been seeing.
Yeah,
That's what he told
but now
Faye.
he remembers.
Now he remembers and says, "Oh yeah, shit! I remember you, Electra. Now, thank you for opening this door for me that I don't need anymore."
Yep.
I think.
Time to die.
Thanks, die. Yeah.
Yeah, he does a no, it doesn't quite say it, but it is like full on Rutger Hauer, just level of yep, time to die. Uh,
Yeah. Uh, and then it kind of cuts back to Spike sleeping on a couch and kind of talking about the loner. That was what he was saying at the start of the movie.
yeah,
And that's it. End of the movie.
that's
No
it.
repercussions. I don't
Nope.
understand how they don't like get arrested in everywhere because this cause massive amounts of destruction to all the
All
buildings.
of the bullshit. Yeah, well, that and terrorizing a weather station, evading the military.
Oh,
Uh,
the military are in the wrong technically.
they, yeah, but I don't think they see it like that.
No, 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 that military doesn't.
uh,
Kind of like Boris Johnson.
okay. So, what do you rate this one then?
You know what? I don't like that much. It's good. Animation's good.
Yep.
Kind of got the wit of like the some of it, but feels like it's missing something that wasn't in the show, and that's probably because maybe it was what 5 years later it was made.
I don't think it's as late. I think it's 2 or 3 years later. It's
Yeah,
definitely after though.
yeah. So I don't know. I'll give it a 6. It's still entertaining enough,
Yeah,
but it's not the series.
I swithered, but I think you have convinced me that that is a fair score.
Yeah,
I do think the animation's awesome. The like I discussed the last time, like I say the last time, like in this episode where we also discussed this, that it's just happens to be 4 days later, 3 days later. The music just feels really incongruous a lot of times, and I don't like it a lot of the time. Whereas I feel like the music they choose in the show is far
Mhm.
better. Um,
Yeah,
it feels like the fight scenes are more just like vignettes connected by some arbitrary conversation that gets you to the next bit.
yeah. It's
Um,
there's nothing. There could have
yeah.
been more of it. There could be like more of like a discussion. This could easily have been just like another episode. Didn't need to be a movie.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's like if you say it's like, oh yeah, and the crew of the Bebop, they have to deal with that virus. Oh, the one that turns people into monkeys? No, 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 not that one. Oh, the computer virus that sort of takes advantage of the propulsion. No, no, not that one. Is it like the virus that like was created in the fridge in that one episode that was written? No, 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 not that one. Oh, the movie. Yeah, yeah, the movie.
Are you saying they maybe overdone the virus thing?
I, maybe a little. Like, I mean, I get like I think it's really cool that they kind of explored more of the Titan War stuff and the
Yeah,
Martian army and the experimentation that was done on them. I think it's a shame that they didn't. I think, as like you say, they didn't really go far enough with that. Like it's
yeah,
so cursory and hand waving. It's like, oh, and then they did this, and then I was okay because they did that to me. It's like, oh, okay,
yeah.
that's all we get. That's all we get.
I feel I don't know if it was rushed or what. I don't think it
Um,
improved being any longer, to be honest. Might
No,
made
no.
more. Might have made been able to make more, but yeah, it wasn't a. Yeah, it's probably the worst Cowboy Bebop thing I've seen. Can't think if I put anything lower than a 6.
Um, we've never given it any lower than a 6.
Yeah.
But I'd certainly think you're right. Like, it's definitely on par with the bottom rung of what the series is capable of.
Yeah.
Um,
That
which
was
is a
the.
shame because there are some genuinely funny moments in it.
Mhm.
And I think there's some really nice character building particularly for Jet. Um,
Oh yeah, he
but
certainly worries over the rest of the crew.
but Faye's involvement seems highly incidental. Ed doesn't really need to be in this movie. You
Oh, she
know,
does
like,
the hacking,
yeah, but it's so,
and
again, like, super cursory.
and
Uh,
and she explains to Jet how the whole virus thing works.
yeah,
It is her.
yeah.
She's like the science uh, person on the ship, where
Just not a big
Jet's.
enough role for someone that's, like, was so relatively integral to several episodes and things like that in particular. Like, I know that, in a TV show there are episodes where certain characters are going to take more of a back seat, and that's okay.
Mhm.
Um, but the idea that yeah, I don't know, I just, yeah, didn't quite work for me.
Well, that's fair. It's it's uh it's like I said, there's something in the movie. I don't know if it's the fact that it's a movie and it just drags out too long and tries to do a lot of filler in it to go and they're like, oh well, they got spaceships, so we better put in a spaceship scene of like flying and combat stuff because they got a spaceship to do that shit in. It's like what?
Yeah,
Because like I say, that bit where Spike goes in his plane, it seems
yeah, it's for no real reason.
pointless and arbitrary just so they can have like a wee fight scene in his fucking spaceship.
Yeah,
Um, Faye, I don't know, she was just a
This-
damsel in distress in this one, really.
like, seriously, she's a better character than that.
Yeah,
They've done her wrong in this one.
yeah, she's better, much better than that. Though it's not like she's not been captured a lot in the series.
No, but I think it's when you have an opportunity to do a film for the series that you're doing.
Hmm.
Surely it becomes an opportunity to spend time with those characters again in a way
Mhm.
that's meaningful. And certainly, I don't feel like there was much meaning to Faye or to Ed. Like I say, there
Yeah,
was definitely there was a little bit to Spike, not a lot, but I feel like Jet's the one that progressed most as a character in that movie.
maybe that's the whole point of it. Is
I
for
mean,
Jet to progress a
you
bit,
could,
but then could done that in an episode
oh, yeah,
or
you
a
could
couple of
convince me, but it's
OAVs.
just like, it's just not.
So you
Yeah,
going
it
to
just
rate it
doesn't work.
lower, were you? You're going to go down to 5.
No, to be honest, I swithered with a 7 because I genuinely did like laugh quite a few times, like the stuff with the vase
Yeah.
and the Rashid stuff was genuinely funny.
Mhm.
Um, and the fight scenes are fantastic. Like the train scene is pretty crazy, and the shoot up at the start is both, really well choreographed and funny. Like
Mhm.
there's like it gave me the start of this movie gives me heavy Lethal Weapon vibes.
Yeah, I like the cleaning bit when you had like the broom and stuff. That was
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of good
yeah.
fight scene there. There's he actually shows that he's not just all about fists and legs.
No,
He's
he's
actually got some
super
weapon
capable in
skills.
general.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, like I say, it had things that redeemed it for me, but they were not. Like if you ever listen to, or if you hear a song by a band and then you go, oh, I need to get that album, and then there's maybe like 3 songs on it.
Hmm.
You're like, yeah, these are good. The rest of this is okay. It's like
Yeah,
it's just a vehicle for the good songs to get there.
yeah.
Um,
I've done that a few times.
it's a little bit it's a little bit of here's some of the greatest hits of Cowboy Bebop. Here's Spike being this way, and Faye being this way, and Ed being this way, and Jet being this way,
Yeah,
and here's a cool fight scene, and here's a plane scene, and here's a failed romance that sort of is doomed, but also there's some sort of touching scene coming up, and you're like, yeah, it's very. If you painted by numbers an episode of Cowboy Bebop, it might be this.
yeah, maybe it's. I suppose it technically has everything in it from the series,
I
which
Yeah,
is
I
bad.
don't want to be too hard on it because it's not bad. It's just not. It's
Yeah,
the show. The characters are better than this in the show.
yeah. They could have done better. Could have
They've
been.
definitely like they have never looked better. Like like
Yeah,
everything about this movie is gorgeous. Like the fluid animation and the character and drawings are gorgeous. The scenery and everything is really cool.
that doesn't make up.
But yeah, like just falls
That's
apart
just
in the writing.
It's just eye candy, man.
Well, it's like I watched a thing about animation, and they kind of talked about it's like anime. The way they do it is that here's we're gonna do a single hand moving, and we're going to do implied motion and not actual motion. So like I'm not creating a new slide really. I'm just sort of changing things up in a way that implies things are moving, whereas in Western animation there's a lot of actual motion that costs a lot. So with like anime TV shows, they keep budget down by having, I don't know, however many thousand individual slides of drawings.
Yeah,
And it's clear like that with this movie they were like, no, you have budget, just you fucking draw all the stuff you need to draw
yeah,
to make this look like this. And it's not that the TV shows look bad for it. It's just that it's more noticeable. Like you look at things like Naruto or Bleach or One Piece or Dragon Ball Z, and you can see like it's like see that like they're implying a lot through audio and repeated animation
hmm,
and increase in scale of a single asset, and it's like you're giving me a lot but doing very little to do that, so it's
yeah,
very cost effective. But in this there's less of that and more sort of overt set pieces and
yeah.
things. So
I mean, Dragon Ball Z is probably a bad one to use because that's how many years old now?
yeah, I mean it's like what,
That's
1987.
or something like that. Yeah, when it was like always like the cheapest
Yeah,
chips
it was.
animation problem.
Yeah, it's not the. It looked good though. I
Oh,
still think it looks good.
it's good, but like you can certainly see that the scenery is pretty static all the time, and there's not much.
Oh, that
But
is.
then that's the same with all
Oh,
of them. They're
one
the
of
same.
my one of my favorite things in this entire world is there's an animated GIF with a caption underneath it that says, "If you don't know what's happening in this scene, it just looked like Goku makes a really bad attempt to try and catch Vegeta as he's falling." And it's just Goku stood there, like charging up the spirit bomb,
Oh yeah,
like this.
yeah.
And it's the camera is far behind him, so it's just him stood up like that. And Vegeta just goes to the side. It's so good. It's so funny because like every time I watch it, I'm like, man, I have context for this, and that's still funny. I can't
That's it.
imagine what it's like looking at this and having no context for it, but I bet it's wildly good.
Oh man, it's like
It's so amazing. It's one of my favorite things.
take,
Um,
take it out
so
as
yeah,
playing Freezer.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ah man, I was so pissed off. I watched that fucking thing for weeks. I don't know how many weeks it was. He was charging up. Fucking misses. I swear to God.
Yeah. Oh, that's legendary. It's like, yeah, I'm charging out this move, charging out this move. It's like, next time in Dragon Ball Z. Next time in Dragon Ball Z. Next time in
Yeah.
Dragon Ball
Oh my
Z.
God.
I was
My
like,
brother and I were glued to the television every. It's like today. Today's it. This has to be the day where he fires and this is over, right? No, it's not. It may never be over. Some say he's still charging the spirit bomb to this day.
some say he is. But yeah, no, it got you to watch it
Yeah,
religiously though.
I really love that show. I have a soft spot for it.
Yeah. Is it Mondo cool?
Oh, 100%. It's like, yeah, as if my love for Dragon Ball Z cannot be seen, cannot be known in audio enough. But the video of this, there is a picture I have in the background that's just a picture of Vegeta with Mondo Cool written on it. Uh,
No, it's
that
not.
show's real dope.
It's not, it's cut
It's
out.
just
It's too
it's
too high
well,
up.
is it is oh no,
Too high up.
I can see it. I can see it in
I can
mine.
see it.
Damn.
But no,
Yeah,
too high
it's
up, man.
cropped. Yeah, I will always have a soft spot for Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. Oh, that's
So
fair.
I'm gonna make a bold claim
Uh-huh.
about Cowboy Bebop.
Uh-huh.
I know we're gonna talk about the last two episodes next week.
Hmm.
Um, I think that the whole is not as great as the sum of its parts.
The whole is not as great as some of its parts.
I don't think I rate Cowboy Bebop as a series,
All right, okay.
but I really like some of the episodes.
Right, okay. Yeah, yeah, I can get you.
As I feel like the thing we've had with other, well, you know, not with Ghost Stories or Golden Boy, but certainly with Lane and Haruhi is the that connectivity. Like everything is connected all the time.
Hmm.
And even the episodes where, you know, you were off to the side for a little bit, there was still a little bit of connection
Yeah.
to it. I feel like Cowboy Bebop is more often than not a monster of the week episode with zero bearing on anything that's actually happening.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, it's not that type of anime as such. It's not like a. It's pretty much kind of maybe more of a, well, let's see, a mystery science theater type a deal, or an outer limits type thing, where it's
it's
always a different
it,
thing every
yeah,
week.
they're just different vignettes of stories in space, and I'm
Mhm.
kind of okay with that. But I think the problem is that they try to make it more than that, and I don't think it works as well.
I mean, there's certainly a backstory behind the characters that are is following through the series a bit.
It, and the characters are really well written. I like them. I guess it's just that thing of, hey, wouldn't it be nice if there was more stuff that meant something?
Oh, I don't think. Well, I don't know if it kind of started out like that. Maybe it just started out. Oh, let's get these bunch of people and they'll be do something. And then someone's, oh, you know what's good these days? Like a arcing storyline. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
we'll paint that brush into the back of it. It's not going to be
And
the main focus of
it's
the series. It's that it'll be something in the
yeah.
back. But it's getting to that point that it's all come to a head. So like next week's episode, we'll be talking about uh Ed and Faye, and then the week after that, we'll be talking about the last two episodes.
Oh,
'Cause
that's
that's
right. God damn it. Yeah, we're out of order.
yeah, we couldn't get time to watch the movie so we
In the right order. Yeah.
so we watched
But the episodes will release in the right order.
yeah. So episodes are so the movie is getting released later tonight.
Yes, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up then. This has been Who's That Anime, an anime podcast, and we can be found where all good podcasts can be found. Our home is at anchor.fm/Who's That Anime, but we can be found on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Cast, Overcast, wherever you want. If you'd like to leave us a review, that'd be cool. 5 stars always welcome. Anything less would be great if it came paired with constructive criticism. We don't get paid for any of this. In fact, we probably output money in paying to watch anime. But if you'd love to, we'd love it if you would tell a friend if you like what we do, to get them to join in on the fun. Always cool to have people to have conversations with. We have a Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Who's That Anime. We post some anime memes, some new episode warnings and things like that. That's kind of what it's there for. We have a YouTube channel. That is youtube.com, and you can find it by searching Who's That Anime. Colin, you've been putting up the latest episodes, which I think the latest one is Vampire Homes?
It's Vampire Homes came out last week. I'm launching them kind of like a bi-weekly kind of thing. So next week will be the first season of The Melancholy of Harry Suzumiya. Harry Suzumiya?
Yep. Haruhi
You're a-
Suzumiya.
You're a wizard,
think
Harry.
I am maybe going to re-listen to our episode on the disappearance of Haruhi.
Then that'll be released in
Be a while.
a month.
Yeah, I'll get there.
I think what
I'll get
I'm
there.
doing is at the moment so it'll be the first season of it, and then it'll be our bonus episode, which is the Digi Chariot episode 2 weeks after that.
Yep.
And then 2 weeks after that will be the end of the second season. And Hampside, maybe 2 weeks after that, I'll put the disappearance because that's one long ass episode of us. 3 hours or something?
It's a 2-parter.
Yeah. 2-parter though, but both of them be like an hour and a half long or something, yeah.
Yes, they are. Oh gosh. One of them is an hour 17 and one of them is 2 hours long.
Yeah, we went in depth in that one. We dived deep into the world, and
that is some of our best, I think.
Yeah. But
I actually think we come to last episodes really well.
I mean, I think the benefit of watching the whole thing is that you watch the whole thing, and then you can make up you can retrospect your thoughts on the series. I mean, you're jumping ahead already, by saying it's more Cowboy Bebop. It's more some of the parts than the whole thing, or it was.
Well, I mean, I could tell you that now. I could tell you that halfway through it. Like, it was just a thing that the movie made me think about, was like, as an observation.
Yeah.
But, so yes, YouTube. Colin likes to play video games sometimes at twitch.tv/couchfuel. There's not been a lot of live stuff more recently, but if you'd like to see an archive of the videos there, you can go to youtube.com and search for the channel Couchfuel. Similarly, I like to play games too, horror games more often than not, and that's at twitch.tv/HalePayman. Hasn't been a lot of movement on that for a while, but there's an archive of my stuff as well at youtube.com if you search for the channel Hale Payman. And that's us.
Yeah, that's done. Thanks for watching, folks. And we'll catch you next week with more Cowboy Bebop.
Episodes 23 and 24.
No. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Seems good. It's all good. Right.
Bye, folks.
Ciao for now.